Alec Baldwin, is he going to get arrested?
I don't know. Look, he's been trouble from day one. He did the imitation of me for years. I thought he was terrible.
Imitate him.
Well, no, I thought it was just, that wouldn't be hard. I thought he did terrible. I thought he was terrible at it. They have other people that do much better, but he's always trouble. I mean, he takes a gun, he said he didn't pull the trigger, and then the experts get on and say it's not possible that that particular gun it doesn't work that way. In other words, it can't happen that it works where you don't pull the trigger and it just happens to go off, okay? I don't think that was a very good interview for him. I just say this, he's always trouble. He goes out to talk to the press. Nobody gets treated worse than me by the press, and I'm very hostile to them likewise. But I don't end up in fistfights with him on the street. I mean, there's something wrong. I think he's crazy.
I want to ask you, in terms of talking about this corruption, by the way, a name that comes to mind in the news recently is Julian Assange. You know, he was exposing this corruption early on. He's had his life ruined because of it. It's a really sad story. Edward Snowden, I mean, think about that bravery. For me, I was quite young when that was going on. But, I mean, the idea of saying, hey, whistleblowing, actually, we've got some corruption going on. They're not being honest with the American people. You could have had a chance to pardon these individuals. Why decide not to in that moment?
You have two sides of it. In one case, you have like sort of a spy deal going on, and in another case, you have somebody that's exposing real corruption.
Right.
I feel a little bit, I won't say which one, but I feel a little bit more strongly about one than the other.
Right.
And you probably understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But I could have done it, but I will say you have people on both sides of that issue, good people on both sides, and you have some bad people on one side. But I decided to let that one ride, let the courts work it out. And I guess the courts are actually doing that.
Yeah, these are big decisions.
Yeah. In a certain way, you know, you have a country and there was some spying things and there were some bad things released that really set us back and really hurt us with what they did. You understand that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, in many cases, what they did, these are the same people that came after me so viciously and dishonestly. Yeah. So, you know.
That's why I thought, hey.
So I say, come on, courts,
if I'm in your circumstance, I'm going, you know what?
Yeah, well, you can I could have gone, I was very close to going the other way.
Yeah, I think you were too nice.
I might have been too nice.
Might have been a little too nice.
I've been known for being very nice.
Yeah. Tell me one good thing Joe Biden has done in office.
Well, the one good thing is that he showed how bad it is with this kind of a philosophy. Border, when they look at Afghanistan, when they look at all the horror shows of what's taken place, when they look at inflation, inflation's eating us alive, and they refuse to admit it. The only thing they have going is they have an unbelievable press. The press, no matter what they do, the press, you notice, doesn't talk about Afghanistan. I haven't heard any. We gave $85 billion, lost soldiers, tremendously, a large number of very badly wounded soldiers, and all of the other things, Afghanistan, the most embarrassing single day, in my opinion, or week in our country's history. I don't think we've ever had an embarrassment. The press won't talk about it.
You know what? I got that one wrong. Or I wish I had this knowledge and I could have done something different, you know? I mean, it's easy, obviously, it's hard.
Always. By the way, always in any business,
Hindsight.
no matter what you do, no matter what your success, you always would do certain things a little bit differently or differently. The biggest, look, we had tremendous success. The border was the strongest it's ever been. The economy was the best in history. And I did it twice. I had to do it after. I had to rebuild it after. Thing would be certain people I would have used differently. I would have put different people in certain positions. If I had a choice, I don't have to go specifically, but I could give you names at a later date. But there'd be people, I had great people too, you know, rebuilding the military, all the things I did. We have great generals, but not the television generals. There were certain people that I would not have put in, I would have put somebody else in. But at the time, I had spent 17 days of my life in Washington, D.C., but now I know it better than anybody, and I know the good. I know we have some great people, and I would say probably more than anything else, I would have made certain people, put certain people into positions that I didn't give them. I took somebody, put them in a position, and I didn't like the job they did.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think definitely, and perhaps some snakes around you as well.
We had some snakes, yeah. And look, you always do. No matter what business, whether it's politics or anything else, you always do. I had some very loyal people. I had some very disloyal people, very bad people. But, and I think this is true with companies. If you're running a big company, Sometimes you make a decision to put somebody there, and it always happens. It's rare that you go through, a long period of time and everybody's just perfect. But I know people that would have done great jobs in certain positions, and I didn't like the jobs that certain people did. And usually I fired them. And every time when you fire somebody,